Okay guys, welcome back. After a long time we haven't been recording videos as we've been very busy. Here again we have another Mercedes E-Class 654 2-litre diesel. This one is the convertible one. Customer, he's been so many places before he found us. Spent X amount of money, over 2 grand to fix this noise, but still hasn't been fixed, so finally found us. And he's here, booked in his car, and we're gonna go ahead and repair it. Some of the stuff he's had done was they've replaced the intake manifold. Once I take off the air filter box, you'll see much more clearly because they said the noise is coming from there. But now we're going to start the engine just so you can hear the noise again. As you can hear, we've still got a loud knocking noise. Okay. They must have thought, because there's a gap, these clips they usually break on the air intake duct pipe. They've put super glue thinking that might solve the issue. They've left this clip undone. So before we've even gone ahead and taken it off fully, there's a few things that we can see notice of. So let's see what else we're about to find as we go along. So go on ahead, we remove the air filter box, the airflow sensor, and there's a few things we've realized. So firstly, these bolts, they should be the male Torx bolts rather than the female ones here. 2 should be E10s here and at the bottom here. Bolt that goes onto the throttle body, we've got a different one here, we've got a different one here. This is the right one, should be this one here as well. So if they just gone ahead and put any random bolt anywhere, this one should clip into here of some sort, which has been left out. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead, take it off. I don't think we'll get many issues on this side as they've probably worked on this side of the engine. But if there's anything that needs to be rectified, we will let the customer know what needs to be done and take it from there. These should be this type of bolts here as well. Okay, so taking off the turbo intake pipes. We usually check the condition of the turbo as well whilst we're at it, see if there's any place so we can notify the customer. Now, I was removing the injector pipes and I've realized when loosening it with the spanner that the fuel rail was playing a little bit. So I'll just show like this. So, 1 second. This fuel rail. This fuel rail, it's playing a little bit. Usually, yeah, if you can see, it's playing. It shouldn't be playing like this. You've realized to take out the intake manifold, which there's a cover here, they haven't put that on properly. They've taken out the fuel rail, they haven't put the clips on properly, and if you see the play. So we're gonna put these back in properly anyway. This customer's traveled from Luton, so it's around an hour away from us. I think 60-70 miles from our workshop, an hour away. But we have a lot of customers traveling for this job from many different places. So last week we had a gentleman from Edinburgh. He traveled a fair amount of miles to get the same job done. We get a few people from abroad calling, so France, Germany, Belgium, regarding the same job. You know, and I mean, if they do want to bring it in, we're more than welcome to go ahead and carry out the repair. That's not a problem. So now we're just gonna go ahead, take off the injectors, remove the fuel rail, prepare to take the rocker cover off. Okay, so we've taken everything apart. We put 2 fans to cool down the rocker cover as the bolts are aluminium. So if we do take it off when it's hot, when we go to tighten it down, they tend to break. So to avoid breaking, we cool it down so that when we take it off and put it back on, the bolts don't break, as a set of bolts are around £200 just for 17 rocker cover bolts. So we tend to spend an extra hour cooling it down. And also we don't tighten it to torque, because if we tighten it to the torque spec, they break again. So we feel it with our hands and we feel that we're confident that it's tight. We leave that where it is. In the meantime, we will replace the injector washers, clean up the injectors, put some injector grease on it. And these hydraulic lifters, they come in separate individual bags. We put it all into one bag, make sure we have the right amount. Same with the rocker arms, 16 of those, 16 of these. Our injector washers and bolts, 4 of each. And all of our rocker cover gaskets. So this one is going around the camshaft sensor. This is the inner of the rocker cover, this is the outer. And here we have the most expensive part inside the box, the camshaft. Some of our customers, they say, oh, we don't want to replace the camshaft as we feel that it's too expensive and whatnot. We tell the customers it's totally down to you, but we can't provide any warranty if you don't replace the camshaft, as after a certain amount of time you'll have the same issue again. We advise customers to replace it once getting the job done, because if you do get it done again, you'd have to pay the same labour, and then you're going to have to pay for the parts again. It's going to cost you twice, where you can just get it done once. Okay, so we've gone ahead, removed the rocker cover and the camshaft housing complete. Now I'm going to show you the worn rocker arm. So this is one, and you can see it's dropped. This one is good. This is the intake side. We never ever see the intake side fail. They're all good. So we've got 1, 2 and 3 that's failed on the exhaust side. Now when these are worn, they score the camshaft as well, as I will show you. So the side with the camshaft sensor is the exhaust side, and this is the intake side. So if you can see how, let me focus, it's slightly scored. You can see how it's scored. But if you was to check the intake side, the lobes are very in good condition. But this is what a scored. Yeah. So this is the issue. People, they use these camshafts again, and then 3 to 6 months down the line, they have the same issue as this part of the camshaft is scored. It damages the new rocker arm, and you have the same problem again. So now we're gonna remove all the worn rocker arms and hydraulic lifters, clean up the surface, blow air into the oil canals, make sure we don't have any blockage anywhere, clean up the injector holes, injector bolt holes and everything, and then put the new set together. Okay, so I've gone ahead, removed the rocker arms, clean up the surface, clean up the oil canals, put some air through the oil canals, injector holes, injector bolt holes, checking the condition. It seems like this engine has been maintained pretty decent. There has been instances where we get an engine coming, we take it apart and we get a lot of sludge, carbon build-up from oil, very poorly maintained engines. But this one, it seems it's in good shape, good health. Customers been doing their oil changes on time. So it's nice to see when customers take care of their vehicles in such way. It will also prevent wear on the timing chain, be healthier in the long run. We also advise customers to replace the oil and oil filter every 8,000. Although on the dashboard it does show every 15.5, which we feel like it's a long interval for an oil change. So every 7 to 8,000, I'd advise a customer to change the oil and oil filter. The second 7 to 8, I'd advise them to do the full service with all the other filters. Now, I've cleaned up the surface as I said. I'm just gonna go ahead, fill up the lifters, put the lifters in, and put the rocker arms in, and then take it from there. Okay, so we've got the new camshaft. Put our locking tools in place with the marks here. And this is the old one. The gears, we use the old gears because there's nothing wrong with these. These are just spring loaded, just need to lock these in place. And just watch out. So one's a bit thicker than the other one. So the exhaust side, this one is a bit thicker than the normal intake side. So watch out for that. Don't put it on the wrong side. And the threads as well, one's opposite thread. Now, we've put the new lifters and rocker arms in place. We use these old injector bolts, cut it, so it guides us when we're putting the camshaft into its place, so it allows us to align it properly as we should. Also the small rubber o-ring there in the corner, make sure you don't forget that when you put it back into its place. That is just, so let's say if there's a leak in the rocker cover gasket in the middle here, it just pushes it out through there. There's like a small canal, pushes it outside, so it goes through here and it goes down through there behind the block of the engine and allows the oil to push outside. So it doesn't fill up through the middle and push it out from the top. It just allows it to go from down. Okay, so we've got the new camshaft, new rocker arms in place. Tighten up the torque, 6 Newton meters, 90 degrees each bolt. We tighten the gears on the camshaft, so when you put it on it's loose, so it doesn't affect us when timing the vehicle. We've got to make sure it's at top dead center. Now it's all good. We're just going to put a bit of silicone on the meeting gauges here and here. Rocker cover with the new gaskets on. The outer one, inner one, the small one for the camshaft sensor, which sits right there. Okay, so now we've got the car finished, up and running. Oil has been put in everything, sounding how it should. We've had it running on the ramp just to make sure there's no leaks or anything. Everything looks fine. We're going to go ahead, carry out our road test, obviously do our adaptations on the machine for the airflow sensor, etc. And once everything is all good, we will hand it back to the customer. Now, as I explained in the beginning of the video, that the customer had replaced the intake manifold. The cost of him replacing the intake manifold was more than us carrying out this camshaft and rocker arms replacement. So, to be honest, we come across a lot of stuff. I've come across customers who've replaced 4 injectors for the same issue, a turbo for the same issue. We had a gentleman from Liverpool who had replaced the turbo from a garage nearby his area, and he still had the same issue. So, yeah. If you are having the same issue, same noise, please get in touch with us. We are still carrying out these jobs. Some people say, they ring up saying you haven't uploaded a video in a long time. Are you still carrying out the same job? Yes, we are. It's just that we've been a bit busy. We can't always keep on top of the videos with the running of the business and stuff. So we try our best to keep on top of it as much as we can. So thank you once again for watching, guys.